Hey there, everybody. I am going to do a commissioned pour today. The person I'm doing it for, she ordered it for her mom, and she sent me a pillow with the colors that she would like in the painting. She wants it to be a 14 by 14 canvas, so I have prepped my canvas by just painting the edges white. I find sometimes when I use the Hobby Lobby canvases that sometimes my paints don't cover as nicely on the sides as I would like. So I went ahead and prepped those with white. The colors that I'm using today are Artist Loft Parchment. I'm using a warm gray, which I believe is an Amsterdam color. Raw Umber, which is from Liquitex. And Prussian Blue. This is probably my most favorite color that I use. This is a Soho Artist Loft color. I think every brand makes a Prussian blue, and I think that all basically have the same reactions. This is a house paint that I had purchased, so I'm kind of toying with the idea of whether I want to put a little bit of silicone, a couple of drops of silicone in there. And then this is Viridian, and this is, I believe, a Hobby Lobby color. So I'm doing a 14 by 14 canvas. So I'm going to do 2 flip cups, and I'm thinking 7 ounces of paint with 2 cups should cover all of it. So I'm going to start by layering my paints in, and I'll start with the parchment. Looks like I should have shook that up a little bit more. And I think I've got a little bit of dried paint on the end of my bottle here, so let me pull that out. I like to keep my paints pre-mixed in these condiment bottles, which makes it really nice and easy for me to do a quick pour if I want. So I've got everything already done. This is the warm gray, so it's a little bit darker than the parchment. And so I'm just kind of going in light to dark is really what I'm doing. And then next I'll put in the warm umber. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue to layer my colors. This is the raw umber. Some of these paints haven't been used for a little bit, so they're kind of chunked up a little. And this is the Viridian. I think this is actually going to be a really pretty color combination when we get all done. And then this is the house paint. And I think I'm going to refrain from putting any silicone in there because I do have the Prussian blue that's right next to it. And I know that my Prussian blue will give me some cool effects. So I think we'll just wait on that and see what happens. Hopefully, we'll hope for the best. And then going back in with the parchment, and I'm just going to continue to layer my colors until I have full cups of paint. I love this warm gray color. I think it's such a pretty color. And then the raw umber again. Some of my paints I think are a little bit thick, but hopefully it'll be okay. And the Viridian. And I've got a chunk there. Holy cow. Good thing I caught that before it went in the cup. That would be the downfall of not using your paints as often as you should, I guess. But that's okay. Sometimes I go through a lot of paint and other times it sits there for a while, so. Okay, and this is my 3rd layer of my colors. Once again, I'm just trying to get probably 14, I kind of want these cups pretty full, I think, because I'm trying to get up to about 14 ounces of paint. I think I'll go a little bit heavier on my blues on this layer. And I'm hoping that by the 14 ounces of paint, I should be pretty darn close to covering this canvas. If not, then I might cheat and just kind of layer some colors on the sides just to help it to get to the point that I need it to be. And almost there. Finish up with some of these brown colors again. And this is the raw umber. All right, I think we should be pretty darn good. Kind of toying with if I want to add just a little bit more in there, and what color would I add? Maybe this one. I think this is the one color that was spot on with the pillows that Tiffany sent to me. And then a little bit more of that Prussian blue, because I know that will give me some really neat effects. All right, here we go, guys. I did spray my cups with WD-40 silicone spray just to release the paint. And just going to go ahead and flip those over. Probably could have almost done three cups, but I think this will be okay. Ooh, those are some pretty colors. Let me pull this back here so you guys can see that. I think it's gonna be quite pretty when it's all pulled out. Okay, so you can see that my paint is releasing from the cups, which is the reason that I use that WD-40 silicone spray, so that my paint will release. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these down and try to get down to the bottom of my canvas with the paint. So that should make my pulling a little bit easier if I can get my paint down to the bottom, just like that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and pour some of this on here. Wow, those are really pretty colors. That's very pretty. I hope she loves it. All right, and then we'll pull this one. Trying to get down to the bottom there. I think I've got enough paint on there. I'm just gonna let that kind of flow to the middle. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this paint up here to help fill in that spot in the middle. I think that's pretty darn close to being enough paint. And you can see that it's kind of filling in the center here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be plenty of paint actually. And it looks like I've got some nice cells already starting, which is good. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and torch that. Get rid of some of my air bubbles and see if I can get some reactions started. And like I said, I don't have any silicone in my paint. The only silicone that I used was in the cups to help to release the paint. I don't like to waste paint, so I feel like if I put the silicone in the cups, then that helps to release it so that I'm not dumping. I mean, you can see that my cup is almost empty, so I really love that it truly does release the paint. It's kind of like Pam for painting. Oh, I'm so funny. Okay, guys, looks like this is kind of flowed to the center, so I'm just going to pick it up and see if we can get it tilted. There are some really cool cells that have started, so hopefully we can keep those intact. And I'm just going to go ahead and start moving this side to side and see if I can get my paint to cover the canvas and go up over the corner. And then I want to try to get this right corner covered too. And then I'm just going to let my paint go down. And I'm not super concerned with keeping lines on this one. I really am just kind of trying to get a really beautiful color and a nice coverage. And I think I'll end up with lines anyway, which is okay. But I'm not going to be too freaked out if I don't retain a bunch of really nice straight lines on this one. Just kind of want it to be a little more abstract, I guess. Okay, there we go. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, we're getting all kinds of reaction too. Okay, so I know that my sides are looking good. My corners obviously need a little bit of help, as they always do. So I'm just going to grab my palette knife and I'm just going to try to pick up in my paint that's on my plastic here and try to match up the corners. So if you kind of try to stay within the area that you have poured, chances are you can grab the colors that match where you're trying to touch up. Oh, this is really, oh, I kind of like this one. I think she'll like it. I hope she likes it. We'll find out because I'll send her a picture as soon as I'm done, and hopefully she thinks it's fantastic. It's very pretty. I like the colors actually. It's got a lot of blue in it, which she was concerned about having the browns, which I actually thought I had a lot more brown in there than the blue, but it's very possible that it will pop up as it dries because I can already tell that it is changing even as it's sitting here. So I think it'll be quite pretty and what she was looking for, hopefully. And hopefully her mom loves it since that's who she ordered it for. Okay, so just getting my corners touched up. And let me get this back in frame for you guys. definitely some very cool effects going on. I'm going to pick this up so that you can see this a little more closely, but this is, I have to say, this one's really cool. As I have said before in my videos, I am always amazed at what the paint does. And I don't take a lot of credit for what happens because I don't know. Sometimes I think that it's just, you just kind of have to let go, which is very hard for me to do because I'm kind of a control freak. So this art form has definitely taught me a lot. Okay, so hopefully I don't have the glare of the window so you can see that. Really nice cells down there in that lower left corner. And then you can see there's a bead of cells forming here in the middle. That Prussian blue has really done some nice things for the painting, I think. All in all, I think it's very beautiful. I love the colors, and I think it should match nicely with what she sent to me for what's in her mom's house. So as I said, I'm pretty sure this is going to change some more too as it sits because I've got some more bubbles that I'll go ahead and torch, but I think there's going to be some more things that are going to pop up and make this a really fun painting. So, all right, guys, that is another finished pour. As I said, this was a custom color pour that someone had chosen for her mom. And so these colors were matched with a throw pillow that she sent to me. And when I post this, I might just go ahead and post a picture of that throw pillow too, so that you can see kind of what my inspiration was and what I pulled from and the colors that I chose and why I chose them. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.